If the eyes are the windows to the soul, then what's your hair? Well, we have no idea. But we do know what these celebs look like with their natural hair color. To say Nicole Kidman's hair has changed over the years would be something of an understatement. Her natural hair is actually curly and red, but as time went on, she began to favor straighter, blonder locks. And while she seems to be content with her hair color nowadays, she does have one regret about her look. Speaking to Allure in 2025, she discussed her appearance in the movie Days of Thunder.
Why did I straighten my hair? I love my hair though.
Kidman went on to suggest that others avoid overusing the straightening iron like she did, adding, "Little girls out there, embrace the curl. Do not follow in my steps and straighten your hair." Mandy Moore first found fame as a teen pop star back in 1999 with the release of her breakout hit Candy. During those early days, and for her role as Lana in The Princess Diaries, her hair was blonde as can be. When Moore became a leading lady in A Walk to Remember, however, everything changed for her, including her hair color. Looking back at that movie for Entertainment Weekly in 2017, Moore said that becoming a brunette shook up the world's perception of her. She said, "It was transformative because it came at a time in my life when I was only seen from the pop music landscape, and through that lens, that change was also important for her own performance." She added, "It was the last little piece of the puzzle in terms of getting into the character." Over the years, Emilia Clarke has bounced back and forth between light and dark hairstyles. That said, her performance as Daenerys Targaryen on Game of Thrones no doubt cemented her image as a natural blonde in viewers' minds. And while Clarke wore a wig throughout most of the show, she had to actually bleach her hair platinum for the final season, and it did not go well.
I'm not sure this wig's got much more life left in it. Neither is the front, neither is the head underneath it.
In a 2023 interview with Harper's Bazaar, Clarke implored readers to go for a wig if they want to transform their hair color. She added, "It completely ruined my hair. My hair felt like straw and was falling out. Then I cut it all off." Clarke has since embraced her natural brown hair, sometimes with a scattering of highlights. She noted that it's now much healthier than it was during the tail end of her Danny days. From Easy A to Crazy Stupid Love to La La Land, two-time Oscar winner Emma Stone has shined on the silver screen, and her fiery red hair is almost as much of a star as she is. But while she wore red hair for her breakout role in Superbad, Stone is actually blonde. This might not come as too much of a surprise, though, as she sported her natural color in films such as The Amazing Spider-Man and Birdman. In an excerpt from author Andrew Buss's 2025 book, I Am McLovin, Judd Apatow revealed how Stone wound up going red. Both love interests in the movie were brunettes at the time, so the director suggested one of them dye their hair red. Apatow remarked, "Since then, she has cursed me because now people love her with red hair, and she's had to live with that for a lot of her adult life." Jennifer Aniston scores a twofer on hair transformations here. Her portrayal of Rachel Green on Friends not only prompted her to change her hair color from brunette to dirty blonde, but also prompted Aniston to change her cut into something the world will never forget.
That hairdo lasted about a total, I think, of 7 months.
Right.
And it has had legs of 15 years.
But her hair remained blonde for many years until she finally returned to her natural brown for her role in 2014's Cake. Speaking to ABC News in May 2014, she said, "I'll eventually go back to blonde, but it's been fun to do something different for a while. My hair is actually naturally dark." That said, it appears that Aniston is no fan of complicated hairstyles. She added, "I hate sitting in the chair for hours getting my hair styled, restyled, and touched up." Shakira has experimented with her hair a number of times over the years, but she's probably best known for her gorgeous blonde curls. Her natural hair color, however, is black. Speaking to Cosmopolitan in 2021, she spoke about her decision to go blonde, explaining, "I just wanted to see my hair a different way, but there was a downside to lightening her look." She added, "I sometimes miss my super shiny, black, dark hair. It never got to be the same because once you put bleach on your hair, it just never shines the same way." Ariana Grande has pulled off plenty of style transformations since her breakout role on Victorious. She's become most well known for her bright red hair, of course, but she's worn several other colors too, from caramel brown to platinum blonde. It's certainly been a minute since we've seen Grande's natural dark brown curls, but as she explained in a Facebook post from January 2014, this is likely because of the damage her hair took during her Victorious days. She said, "I had to bleach my hair and dye it red every other week for the first 4 years of playing Cat. As one would assume, that completely destroyed my hair." Reese Witherspoon's golden tresses have been a signature part of her look ever since she broke onto the scene in the 90s. But while she likes to rock the legally blonde look, she's not, well, legally blonde.
Any Cosmo girl would have known.
In fact, Witherspoon's natural hair color is closer to brunette than anything else. In November 2019, she shared a throwback picture on X, showing off what her hair used to look like. The caption read, "Wait, is this my real hair color?" While American Pie and Buffy the Vampire Slayer star Alyson Hannigan has been sporting ginger hair for decades, it isn't her natural hair color. As she told Pop Sugar in 2011, she dyed her natural brown tresses red for the first time in the 90s, per the suggestion of Buffy showrunner Joss Whedon. She said, "Charisma Carpenter and Sarah Michelle Gellar and I all had brown hair at the time. Joss said, 'All of your hair is kind of the same shade. Does anyone want to be red?' I went for it." And she's kept it that way for pretty much the rest of her career. It's hard to picture Marilyn Monroe as anything but a blonde bombshell.
Oh, do you feel the breeze from the subway? Isn't it delicious?
Back when she was known as Norma Jean Mortensen, however, she was actually a brunette. Mortensen had enjoyed a successful career as a model, but she was told that if she wanted to make it in the industry, she would have to lighten her hair. So, in 1946, she bleached her locks, signed a contract with 20th Century Fox, and rebranded herself as Marilyn Monroe. Sadly, with this new look came the misconception that she was somehow unintelligent. Monroe addressed this during an interview in 1955, saying, "It's interesting that people associate if you happen to have blonde hair, you're considered dumb. I don't know why that is. I think it's a very limited view." Sofia Vergara found some early success in showbiz as a blonde, having worked as a model and host in her native Colombia. When she moved to the United States, however, she had some trouble finding work. In January 2024, she told People magazine, "The way that I looked was not the way that Hollywood really saw Latina women. They were expecting a more dark-haired woman. They were a little confused, like, this woman sounds like a Latin woman, but she's blonde." Vergara ended up dyeing her hair a darker color to help her career. Soon after, she landed her life-changing role on Modern Family, and with this newfound success came the freedom to lighten up again. As she explained, "At the end of the day, it was hair. It was not like I was cutting my fingers off." Lady Gaga's fashion sense is second to none.
Do you know how many wigs I have, Andy?
I can't. How many do you have?
I have hundreds of wigs.
Wow.
While she's best known for her platinum wigs, wild outfits, and high heels, however, she does sometimes offer up a more understated look. During a 2013 performance at the iTunes Festival, for example, Lady Gaga took off her wig and revealed her natural brown hair to the audience. She told the crowd, "I knew I had to show you what's underneath all of the theater. Here I am, the human underneath the wigs. This is my real hair." She may have made her name in the era of black and white television, but Lucille Ball was renowned for her curly red hair. Since the 1930s, Ball had been working in front of the camera as a brunette, her natural color, and a blonde, but it wasn't until hairstylist Sydney Gilleroff transformed her into a redhead that she found her signature look. During a June 2001 interview with the Television Academy Foundation, Ball's on-set hairstylist, Irma Cusley, revealed how she achieved that bright hue. She said, "It's not red at all. It's a golden apricot color. I used regular hair dye when I did her own hair, and used as a balance henna, a henna rinse, which she was famous for." She also added that Ball had an entire safe of henna, which Cusley kept in her garage. There's no denying that Jennifer Lopez rocks some gorgeous honey blonde hair. This has been part of her look for so long, though, that it's easy to forget she's a natural brunette. Long before J.Lo became a household name, she rocked natural dark curls. In fact, she's been dyeing her hair since her early 20s. As Lopez told People magazine in 2011, "I was prematurely gray at 23. I have to have my roots touched up every couple of weeks." Achieving that chic blonde hair color takes even more upkeep, which her colorist, Tracy Cunningham, discussed with Refinery 29 in 2020. Explaining that the whole process takes roughly 2 hours, Cunningham added, "I touch up her color as needed, which is usually more frequently when she's filming. It does require a lot of maintenance." Gwen Stefani's whole look practically revolves around her blonde hair, and although she's experimented with fun colors such as blue and pink over the years, Stefani has consistently brought back her bright blonde waves. Yet, as she told Entertainment Tonight in 2015, "Nothing here is me, everything is fake." Yes, while most people assume otherwise, Stefani's natural hair color is a far cry from blonde, or at least it probably is. When she was asked about her natural hair color, she responded, "Who knows? I haven't seen it since 9th grade. Maybe it's not so much of a mystery after all, though." In a throwback Instagram post she shared in July 2023, one picture seemed to prove that she's a natural brunette. Amy Adams is known for rocking deep red locks, but her natural color is actually strawberry blonde. She darkened her hair for the first time just before appearing in the 2004 CBS series Dr. Vegas. The following year, Adams booked her breakout role in the movie Junebug, and this doesn't seem to have been a coincidence. Speaking at an event hosted by the New York Times in November 2016, Adams suggested that changing her hair color made a real impact on her career. She explained, "Based on roles that I was getting called in for, people were responding to certain types of characters with me as a blonde, and the minute I went red, it was quirky and fun instead of flirtatious and dumb." This decision taught the actor that she could influence other people's perception of her, which she said became a very powerful tool early on in her career.